The dollar is dying, and the world is watching. Countries that used to trust America with their money are now running for the exits. India just dumped over $50 billion in U.S. bonds, Europe's biggest pension fund slashed $12 billion, and even Germany wants its gold back from American vaults. This isn't just a trend anymore. This is a full-blown crisis, and 2026 could be the year everything changes. Look, let me break this down in simple terms. Imagine you lend money to a friend, but that friend keeps printing more money, threatening you with penalties and acting completely unpredictable. Would you keep lending? Of course not. That's exactly what's happening to America right now, and countries around the world are finally waking up. This started back in 2008 when America printed massive money to save the housing market, then trillions more during 2020 lockdowns. Every time this happens, the dollar's value drops. It's like diluting orange juice with water. Eventually, it stops tasting like orange juice. At Davos, the U.S. Treasury Secretary mocked Denmark for selling U.S. bonds, calling their holdings irrelevant. But Denmark has been selling billions over the last decade, and they're not alone. Europe's biggest pension fund slashed $12 billion in U.S. bonds just last year. Why? America's fiscal mess, a weakening dollar, and fear of unpredictable policies. Think about it. Why park your retirement money with someone who might punish you with tariffs tomorrow? But the real shock isn't coming from Europe. It's coming from BRICS countries, and this is where things get serious. Russia already dumped all their U.S. bonds years ago. China has been selling almost every single month. But now India, America's supposed ally in the group, is joining the sell-off. India's holdings dropped from $230 billion down to just $174 billion. That's a massive drop in just 2 years. Why is India doing this? 2 big reasons. First, they're worried about the dollar losing value. Second, and this is crucial, they're terrified of sanctions. India buys 36% of its oil from Russia. That's even more than China's 20%. If America decides to punish India for buying Russian oil, they could freeze India's bond holdings. I know it sounds extreme, but if Russian assets can be frozen, if Venezuela's gold can be frozen, anything is possible. So what are these countries doing instead? Buying gold. Global central bank gold reserves hit $5 trillion, 25% more than their U.S. Treasury holdings. India's reserves grew $14 billion last year despite selling bonds, all from gold. Here's what smart investors know. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. Germany is panicking. Their gold sits in New York's Federal Reserve vaults, and German lawmakers want it back. If America froze Russian assets, what stops them from taking German gold? Meanwhile, the dollar itself keeps falling. It's dropped another 1.5% just this month, hitting the lowest level since September. Here's a crazy fact. The S&P stock index went up 1.3% this year, but the dollar fell 1.5%. So if you're a foreign investor, you actually lost money even though stocks went up. The math just doesn't work anymore. And now Trump just threw another bomb into the mix. South Korea made a deal to invest hundreds of billions into America, but their legislature hasn't approved it yet. So Trump's threatening to raise tariffs on Korean goods from 15% to 25%. Korean automakers' stocks dropped 5% in one day. This is how unstable things have become. Can't fight back with tariffs because they need the American market. But they can do one thing. They can buy gold. The Bank of Korea is now considering resuming gold purchases for the first time since 2013. They currently hold 104 tons and haven't added anything in over a decade. That's about to change. The pattern is crystal clear. The more America threatens, the faster countries dump U.S. bonds and buy gold. The more unstable American policy becomes, the faster the dollar falls. We called this back in December. 2025 was just the beginning. Dollar cycles last a long time, and we're only in the early stages. So here's the real question. Will countries keep dumping U.S. debt for gold? And how much further can the dollar fall in 2026? The writing is on the wall, and it's getting harder to ignore. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Stay safe out there.